Guys, Rylander here, and today I am really excited to bring you. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Dark of the Moon Transformers Laserbeak. I kind of screwed up that intro. That was a horrible intro. But yeah, as you can see, this is Laserbeak from Dark of the Moon, and why I transformed into his vehicle mode. We'll get to that later. But a little background on this figure. This figure came out when Dark of the Moon released in 2011. I got this guy off of eBay, and let me tell you, this was basically my childhood toy. I always wanted this toy as a kid, as a young me. I really wanted this figure. And all the reviews, especially from Optimus, was just a really great thing. I just really wanted this figure. It was like my dream to have this figure. So once I thought that, and since that I'm a more intelligent human being, I decided to go on eBay and to see if they even have this figure on eBay. And yes, they did, obviously, because I got this guy. This guy was actually fairly cheap. He was not that expensive, surprisingly. Surprisingly, because this figure was pretty goddamn old. And also, people are selling just like him without a limb. I've seen some people just selling the gun. By the way, we'll talk about this guns later. But seriously, just like selling a gun. And there's one selling for like $6, but he was missing a leg. I don't know why, but he was missing a leg. This one was the only good condition that I could actually possibly find him in. Other ones, some of the chips were on here, and everything else was just kind of bad. But this is probably the only good one that I could actually find. And if you really want this figure, go pick them up on eBay if it's not too expensive, and probably you won't find a missing limb. I was lucky, but yeah, I just really wanted this figure, so once I thought that this guy was on eBay, I immediately grabbed him, and he came today, and I really wanted to show you guys this. So, as expected, I'm pretty sure most of you are going to be like,
on the unsubscribe button right now. You said that you would not be taking a look at any Soundwave related characters or figures. Well, guess what? You just did. So now I'm going to officially unsubscribe from you forever. Get ready, I'm unsubscribing. Wait, what? What the hell? Why aren't you unsubscribing? Why is it unsubscribing from him? What the hell? What is going on with my mouse? I am your commanding officer. I command you to unsubscribe from Ryan the Nerd Studios. What the hell? Why am I not unsubscribing from his channel? What the hell? What? Why are you laughing?
you really don't get it, do you? You keep saying that you're going to unsubscribe to me, but why don't you do it? You've been clicking on that thing for like the past 20 minutes. Like, come on, unsubscribe from the channel. Like, what's holding you back? Keep pressing it. See what happens.
You know what? I will keep clicking. In fact, I will keep clicking. I will stand here to the day I die until I officially unsubscribe from your channel. What the hell was that?
That was quite funny. I'm in a special place for you.
Come with me,
Riley, please
and you'll
stop,
see
stop. We can talk about this, please.
a world of pure imagination.
Stay here until the day you die.
Oh, hey. Right. Sorry about that. Sorry, folks. It won't happen again.
Let me out of here. Let me out of here. You stay in there. You shut your mouth.
As I was saying, back to the video. So, anyway, back again to the video, and don't worry, guys, he'll never appear in any of my videos ever again. I locked him in my dungeon of horrible, bad ideas. He's gonna fit great in there. I can already tell because my God, this is not funny anymore. But anyway, back to the figure itself. That's what you all are here for. So I wanted to talk to you. What am I saying? Oh my God. I wanted to talk about his vehicle mode. And why do I say vehicle mode in quotations? Because this is not a vehicle. This is Laserbeak squanched up in a resemblance of a vehicle. The TF Wiki, I'll put a picture there. Basically, it says that he transforms into a VTOL helicopter. If you don't know what a VTOL helicopter is, that's what a VTOL helicopter mode. Well, that's what it looks like. And as you can see, it looks nothing like what this figure portrays. I guess the only resemblance of a VTOL helicopter that I can actually see is the cockpit and the wings, and that's pretty much it. Other than that, horrible. I hate this mode. I don't like this mode at all. I would rather them make it into a printer or something, because he transformed into a printer. Maybe the monitor that he transformed into. I don't know how they would do that, but at least it would be better than this. Maybe even the goddamn stupid CDR wall-mounted CD player. Actually, no, that is actually pretty goddamn horrendous. I hate that thing. Ugh. But this is what we get. And it's basically, this video is basically pretty old, so I can't really change Hasbro's mind about this. But I think this is probably the best representation of Laserbeak in toy mode. This is probably the only good one that you'll ever get, because the Studio Series one, that just looks unforgivable. And the Human Alliance figure, that one was a little bit decent. It kind of had the same, same structure this figure's going for, but just in a smaller, dense form. But to be honest, the actual, the actual vehicle mode actually looks pretty goddamn horrendous. I think this is actually way better than that Human Alliance Laserbeak vehicle mode. My God, that was horrendous. I hate that. Okay, but anyway, detail-wise, this is pretty good. This has got some silver gray. I like the little bird detail of the cockpit. And you can see some windows for the cockpit. You can see some turbines for the wings there. Pretty awesome. You got the tail there, which the tail doesn't really transform. It just merely sits there. But the turbines do, in fact, spin. This one actually is way better. But yeah, the turbines do spin, which is actually pretty cool. The feet don't really transform as well. They're just kind of squanched up in there. But yeah. This is just a really unimpressive mode for me. I just don't like it. But the robot mode, on the other hand, is actually really cool. So let's get into that. So how to transform Laserbeak from his VTOL helicopter mode into robot mode. First thing that you want to do is that you just want to kind of flip up these feet here. So then you just kind of flip them down. And then these red spikes on the back, they will flip to the back here. Yeah, just kind of flip it down like that. Kind of like that. Come on. There you go. So then you have the red spikes. Just kind of flip up the tail like that. And we'll get into that later. For the wings here, you just want to untab that. And then just kind of fold out these wings here. They're just on hinge joints, so it's pretty significant. Oh yeah. Forget to fold that. Just kind of fold that down like that. For the other wing, do the exact same thing on the other side. And flip it. And kind of like that. Then for this here, you just want to flip up these little tabs here. They're on hinge joints, so you can just move them out of the way, and that will give a way for his spine. Then for the cockpit, again, you just want to flip that down, kind of untab that, and pull out his neck. Fold that in, doesn't tab in. And kind of just fold out the legs there. Then you have Laserbeak in his robot mode. And this robot mode is spectacular. This is a great representation of what Laserbeak looked like in the film. I really like how this figure looks. This is a great representation. And it's everything that I ever dreamed of having. Like I said before, this is the figure that I wanted from my early childhood. I really wanted this figure. And now that I actually have him, I do not regret my purchase at all, and I I just really like this figure. That's all I have to say. Vehicle mode, I already stated that I don't like it, and I already stated that I don't like it. But the robot mode just makes up for the stupid vehicle mode. It makes it up perfect. I really like how this figure looks. And so let's get into the details before we get into articulation. The detail on the wings is awesome. I really like how. Oop, kind of just fold that down. Oh, and you can kind of fold out these little tabs there. But as you can see, it goes from this gray, and then it kind of bleeds into this red here, which is awesome. The Human Alliance figure also kind of did this, but the red on the wings is a little bit more blood red. This is just kind of more bright red. Then the turbines still spin. The only difference, I wish that these wings actually tab in. They're pretty tight. They're not like annoyingly loose, but I just wish they tabbed in. They don't tab in though. So, and then the head here. The head sculpt is just amazing. I love how wicked this head sculpt looks. And I do have the Revenge of the Fallen Ravage, and this guy looks great next to him. I don't have him with me right now, but when I took this figure out of his cardboard prison, oh, by the way, this figure didn't come with the packaging. It just came with the figure and the two accessories, which we'll get to later. But after I took him out of his cardboard prison, I scaled him next to Ravage that I have, and he looks amazing. I really like how this guy looks. Some people complain about the size of the figure. I do not regret the size. I love how this is kind of like a deluxe class figure, but he doesn't. I like the size of him. But people complain about how he doesn't scale well with the other figures, which of course is not going to scale well with the other figures. That's what the Studio Series figures are for. Even though that I don't like the Laserbeak from that Studio Series Dark of the Moon Soundwave at all, but at least that it is somewhat scaled in. This is more of a deluxe class figure. I think Ravage was also a deluxe class figure, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you can still see some of the amazing wicked spine detail. You got some silver for the little blades in the back of the tail here. Got some more spines there going great, really wicked. Got some more under turbine detail, great there. Got some more spine and grooves and stuff like that. Really like how the head looks again with the blue and the little eyes there. Amazing. And his mouth does open, and he does have a really cool looking tongue. I really like how the head sculpt looks. Yet again, a lot of people don't like how the head sculpt looked, but it is accurate to the film, what I can tell. So, then the feet there, got some more wicked talons there. Awesome. So yeah, I just really like how this figure looks. This is a great figure. I love it. I love how he looks. I love how he articulates. And speaking of articulates, let's talk about the articulation. So for the articulation on this figure, it is awesome. I love the articulation on this figure. So for the wings, they do have a rotation, and they do move up and down, so you can get some flapping poses there. And then, as I said before, all of the little wing bits have little hinge joints there. So you can, and this part also has a hinge joint, but they do have hinge joints, so you can kind of get him into like a squatting pose. So with his wings kind of folded downward, like he's squatting. And then he does have a ball joint at the legs there, so they can rotate. Kind of a couple of rotations actually. You got rotation here, ball joint, and the spines are on a rotation. He's got a little oh, that's not a bend. Is that a bend? It looks like it might be a bend. I don't think it is a bend. But he does have a hinge joint at the little I guess that's what you call the knee, I guess. He's got a ball joint at the talons, which can actually pivot. And this little back talon thing is on a hinge joint as well. And then for the tail, got a lot of articulation on the tail. So you got like a hinge joint, a ball joint, a ball joint. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like 1, 2, 3, 4 in this one tail section. And just with all those 4 ball joints, you can really get some really cool poses with the tails and stuff. And you can actually flip up the tail, so it can have like that, so it's like a little bit more spiny, or you can have it like that, which makes it a little bit more longer, and it's actually got a hinge joint. And as I mentioned, there's a hinge joint, or what you saw, there was a hinge joint there. For the head, a lot of ball joints. You got a hinge joint there, you got a ball joint there, ball joint there, ball joint there, and a ball joint at the base of the head, so you can get some really great poses with a neck, with all these ball joints. You can get some really great articulation there. So really awesome. So with that hinge joint in that, so you can kind of get some really cool upward poses like that, and some even downward positions like that. So awesome. And I already mentioned the hinge joint at the mouth. The one thing that I don't like is that this whole bottom section here doesn't actually tap. Oh, okay. Maybe it does, or maybe it's just really loose. Actually, speaking of something, this doesn't feel a really loose figure. I feel like the only thing that's a little bit loose are the little ball joints at the knee or the leg here. But that's pretty much it. Even then, it's not terribly loose. But nothing on this figure feels loose, even though that this guy probably had it since the movie came out. Lucky him. But yeah, nothing feels loose on this guy. I really like how the articulation feels on this guy. It's everything that I wanted from this figure. Awesome. Love it. So, put him down for a second. Let's talk about his accessories. So, all the Dark of the Moon figures came with mech tech weapons. So, here are some miniguns here for him. This weapon here has some really great details, just made of clear gray plastic. But does have some really cool mechanical detail. You got the Gatling gun there, and something like that. And then you got some pegs. And this one right here, this is the longest one. And this is the mech tech feature, where you press this and it spins. So you kind of have like this gun here, and then an actual Gatling gun, and you just push it like that, and it just kind of spins like that. Pretty cool. So yeah, pretty large. So you can plug any of the guns onto these tabs here. And I'm guessing, and he's a little bit top heavy with these guns, but once you put it on like that, he kind of looks like the G1 with like the little thrusters. Let me just bring in my tiny Laserbeak here. So, I mean, it kind of resembles these little thrusters here with like little guns on it. I guess that's what that's supposed to represent, but it doesn't do a really great job at it. You can plug one of the guns under here, and this mech tech plug right here, so you can just plug it like that. Because in the film, this actually looks way better, to be honest. So you can have that, because in the film he does kind of have like a Gatling gun, but that just looks like he just has a Gatling gun thingy. Yeah, not a great choice. But he does have some mech tech plugs here. So and some mech tech plugs under here underneath the wing, so you can kind of get like that as well. And he's got some mech tech plugs on the bottom here, so he can grip on the gun if he really wants to. And some of the other figures had some mech tech plugs on like their shoulders and stuff, so he could plug into like Megatron or something, but he is definitely a little bit too big for that figure. I don't have that figure, but I've noticed that, yeah, people have tried to display Laserbeak with that leader class Megatron figure, because Megatron does have some mech tech plugs on him, and people try to like make Laserbeak perch on his shoulder, but he's just definitely too big for that, which I guess is understandable. But I guess that's what the Studio Series Laserbeak does, even though that I don't like that figure. But what's really cool about this is that you can actually combine these two weapons to make an actual cooler gun. So what you want to do is that you kind of want to have to force this little plug here. It is a little bit tight, so just kind of fold it in like that. And just kind of, like so. And then you have like this really big, badass Gatling gun thing. So like I said before, you can plug it onto here, but that just makes them top heavy. You can actually use this for some of your other figures if you really want to. I guess you could do this if you really wanted to. You can plug this little, you can plug him, you can plug the feet like that. Oop, this one doesn't like to plug in very well. Come on. There you go. So he can do this. So yeah, he can do that. So he's kind of like surf up, dude. This is a reference to any Octopotamus fans. Do you remember this? Anyway, just had to do that. Childhood and all that stuff. Anyway, so that's gonna do it for me, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I really like this figure. Please get this figure if you're a Dark of the Moon fan or even a Transformers fan. You will not regret your purchase at all. I really like this figure, and this is my childhood favorite So I can't wait to display this guy with my other Transformers figures and have him in my collection. So, guys, that's going to do it for me, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't care what you do, but you guys know what time it is. So,